this is Aisha of Aisha Designed It, and welcome back to my channel. Well, as you've seen in the title, today's video is all about what you need. Matter of fact, the 8 basic things that you will need in order to get started in sublimation. So if you're ready to get started with your sublimation business, or even if you're just looking to do this for a personal use, these are the 8 basic things that you will need in order to get started. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you a part of the Aisha Designed It family. Let's go ahead and get started in this video. All right, everyone, so let me just talk to you a little bit about how I got started in sublimation. So I've been doing sublimation now for I started back in 2021, 2022, somewhere in that time frame. And I always tell you here on this channel to make sure that you know what you can afford before you just go out there and just start buying all of these things. Now, I'm going to be telling you some things that you will need, but make sure you do your research. Make sure you look at the prices. Make sure you shop when things are on sale. I love a good sale. I love a good sale in my businesses as well as my personal life. For my husband, for my kids, when I'm shopping for them, I shop on the sales rack. A lot of things that you see me like in my videos, I don't pay full price for anything, okay? That's just me. So I tell you to make sure you shop sales if possible. Sometimes you can't. But if you can, make sure you do, because there are plenty of places who have sales, or maybe sales coming up, maybe holiday sales or something like that. So I want to make sure I put that in. Make sure that you have the profits. Make sure that you have the money in order to buy what you need. But if you're looking to get started in sublimation, you don't have to go out here and buy the biggest heat press. You don't have to go out here and buy the biggest machine for sublimation. You don't have to go out here and buy these things. You can start small, and once you start bringing in that money, which is profits, you can lay aside money every week, every month, or however you want to do it in order to purchase bigger things in order to grow in your business, because here we're all about learning and growing, okay? So that's what I'm going to tell you, because when I started with a small heat press. And y'all, I had that heat press I had that heat press like 10 years or longer before I even started this channel, or before I even started in sublimation. So that heat press that I used, go back and look at some of my older videos, you will see, I think it was like a 9x9 or 9x13 heat press. And I had that heat press for a really long time, and it still worked. I just wanted to upgrade to something bigger. So just make sure you know what your money look like, and make sure you know what type of customers or how many customers you're going to serve. And if you're doing this just for personal use, then of course you can use a smaller heat press. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and talk about some of the items that I have. I'm going to let you see what I have, and I'm going to talk to you about where I started. So I have a list here, and of course it's the 8 basic things you need to start in sublimation, whether this for personal or for your business. Okay, so number one thing that you will need to get started in sublimation, and this is very important, y'all, are your blanks. Now, some of you may be asking me, what is a blank? So blanks are anything that you can sublimate on. Okay, one item would be a t-shirt. Now, this t-shirt is a gilded t-shirt. It's cotton. Now, you cannot sublimate on cotton. You will have to sublimate on something that at least have a 50% polyester count, which you can do 50-50, or you can do anything that's higher than 50%. Now, the higher you go when it comes to the polyester count, the more vibrant your sublimation t-shirt or whatever it is that you're sublimating on is going to look. Okay, so the first blank is going to be a t-shirt. Now, a t-shirt is one of the most popular blanks for sublimation, because so many people wear t-shirts, right? So this is one of them I want to show you. So the second thing that could be a blank is a tumbler. Now I have a tumbler right here. I absolutely love to sublimate tumblers, and this is a tumbler. And now in order to sublimate on tumblers, it has to be something with a sublimation coating. So as you see right here, you see how this is? You see how this looks? This is called a blank with sublimation coating. What that means is you can take your sublimation paper, wrap it around this tumbler, heat it up, and the design will come off on this tumbler because it has a sublimation coating. Okay, so that's another blank. One more blank I'm going to talk about is a keychain. Now these keychains are over on my website. These are super cute. This is a heart keychain. Let me just take it out and show you. So in order to sublimate on this keychain, you will not sublimate on the front part. This is the front part here, and it's as you see, you don't sublimate on that part. You would turn it around and sublimate on this part. I don't know if it's coming off very well on the here, but you would sublimate on this part here. And when you sublimate on this part, it will show up on the front part here. Now I made one of these for my husband. We have an anniversary coming up very soon, so I did one of these for him. Now this is great for any occasion, Father's Day, which you know is coming up, whatever it may be. This is an amazing blank or keychain that you can give to someone for any occasion. It comes with this cute little top here, which is, it has a LED light show. You just press this button here and it goes all different types of colors. Okay, but a keychain would be a blank that you can sublimate on as long as it has a sublimation coating. So let's go on to, okay, so remember, t-shirts, tumblers, and keychains are things that you can sublimate on. All right, so then we're going to go to number 2. Number 2 is a printer. A printer in order to print out your designs for sublimation. So I have it right here. Not just any printer though. You will need either a sublimation printer, which they sell at various locations. You can find them online. Just do your research, type in sublimation printer. Now what I use and I love Epson products. I'm an Epson girl. I started out with the Epson ET2760, and I'm going to show it to you. I have it over there on the other side of the table. I'm going to show you with what I started out at. You don't have to start out with a huge sublimation printer. Well, an Epson would be one that you have to convert into sublimation. Now, what that means, converted sublimation printers mean, is that you will have to add the sublimation ink inside of it in order to convert it over to sublimation. Now, when you buy the Epson products, the Epson ink is the one that comes with the Epson printer. Now, you will not use the Epson ink, because if you use the Epson ink, you will not be able to sublimate. You will have to use sublimation ink. So, that's what you will need. You will have, or you can purchase an actual sublimation printer. Now, the actual sublimation printers are going to cost more than the Epson printer would be. Okay, but just do your research. Remember, like I told you before, to always make sure that everything is within your budget, because you are in this to make a profit. So now we're going to go to number 3. Remember, the first one was a blank, t-shirts, keychains, tumblers. The second one was a printer. Either you can get the actual sublimation printer, or you can get, like myself, which I love, is the Epson products. Now, the Epson products, you will have to convert that over. Converted means that you would use the sublimation ink instead of using the Epson ink that comes with the printer. Now, I'm going to show you both of mine because I have upgraded my printer. Also, my husband and my daughter, my oldest daughter, bought me a new printer for Christmas, which I started with the ET2760. It's okay to start with a smaller printer. I would advise anyone who is just starting out in sublimation, whether it's personal or for business, to start out with the smaller one and then move up as you grow. So number 3, we're going to talk about sublimation ink. Now, you cannot sublimate on anything without having the sublimation ink. You have to have some sublimation ink. So all of this that I'm talking about, I will have links in the description box below. Also, make sure you go over to my website, www.aishadesignedit.com. I have a free sublimation for beginners supply list that you can go over there and grab. Now, over there on my supply list, I have all the supplies that you will need. But today, I'm just talking about the 8 basics, which I have also listed these 8 basics also. Now, when you go grab it, I will have clickable links where you can click and go straight to where you can purchase these items. Okay? So make sure you go ahead, go on over to my website and grab this free supply list today. So number 3, we're going to talk about sublimation ink. Now, with the sublimation ink, you can find so many different brands of sublimation ink. You have Hippo ink, you have Cosmos ink, you have other brands as well. Now, the reason why I said those 2 inks is because those are the 2 that I have used personally. I can't talk about any other ones because I have not used those. But with the when I started sublimation, I started with the Cosmos ink. Now, I have recently, when my husband and my kid, my oldest daughter, purchased the new my new Epson printer for me to sublimate with for Christmas, I went ahead and bought the Hippo ink. Now, the Cosmos ink, it's all in what you like. Okay, I would tell you, if you want to try different inks, you can. Like I said, I started with the Cosmos ink, and personally, I decided to change over to the Hippo ink. There wasn't anything wrong with the Cosmos ink, but to me, the Hippo ink is a little bit more vibrant. That's my personal opinion, but like I said, there's nothing wrong with the Cosmos ink. I had someone ask me about that. Why did I change? And it was just a personal preference. You know, it's just up to you and what you want. But I would tell you to go on Google, do your research, type in sublimation inks, just see the different inks that come up and which one that you want to try. You may not want to try Hippo. You may not want to try Cosmos. You might want to try something else. Or you may want to try what I use or have used, you know, the Cosmos and the Hippo. It just depends on what you want and what you want for your business. Remember, this is your business. So, you choose what you want. But I do have a link for the Hippo ink, and like I said before, go over and grab the supply list on my website so that you can see everything that is required, you know, for you to purchase when it comes to sublimation. All right, so I'm looking down. Okay, so the next thing you will need, now, this is one of the most important things that you will need for a sublimation, and it's sublimation paper. You have to have the sublimation paper in order to sublimate. I have also changed my paper that I use. When I first started in sublimation, like I said, back in 21, 22, let me show you. I started with this A-sub paper. This is the one that I started with. And I did the 125G. Now, this paper comes in different sizes. You can find 8.5 by 11, which is one of the most popular sizes since most of us start out using a smaller sublimation printer, which is like the Epson products. And, you know, like I said, that's one of the most popular papers, the 8.5 by 11. But the A-sub paper is absolutely amazing. I love it. I still have some that I'm still using. But now what I do, what I have changed to, is this HTV RONT. So right now I'm using the HTV RONT. This is the 8.5 by 11 paper. Now with the sublimation printer that I have now, I upgraded to the Epson 8550, which can hold up to, I think it's a 11 by 17 paper, and also this 13 by 19 paper. You see how huge this is? So I also use this. It's HTV RONT paper. So this is the paper that I use now. I absolutely love it. And like I said, I love the A-sub paper also. Again, it's just your preference. I'm here telling you the basics that you will need, but it's up to you to decide which one you choose. That's totally up to you. Now, I'm going to link my sublimation playlist in the description box. Go back and look at some of the works that I have done when it comes to sublimation, and you will be able to choose, you know, what you want. And I think I literally told you which paper that I use, either the A-Sub or the HJV RONT. Like I said, both of them are amazing. It just depends on what you want for your business. So let's go ahead and move on. Okay, so I did not tell you, I don't think I explained to you what sublimation paper, I just said you need it. And I want to explain to you the different things. So what you need sublimation paper for is, once you print out your design will print out on the sublimation paper. So once you print your design on your sublimation paper, you will take the sublimation paper and add it to your blank, which is what? Your t-shirt, or you will put it on what? Your tumbler or your keychain. So it just depends on the blank that you're using, but you must have sublimation paper in order to print your design out, in order to take your design. And of course, it's heat activated, so you will have to have some type of heat source. I'm going to get into that also, about the heat presses that you can use in order to heat your paper onto your blank. So let's go ahead and move on. Okay, the next one, number 5. I'm on number 5. The first one was blanks. The second one was a printer. The third one was sublimation ink. The fourth one was sublimation paper. So we're on number 5, which is heat tape. Now I'm going to tell you about the heat tape that I use now. So I use a different heat tape than I did when I first started. Now when I first started, I was using this heat tape here. Okay, this is the brown color heat tape that a lot of people use, and as you see, it's more on the thin side. Okay, so the reason why I stopped using this heat tape is because I found that it left like smears. You know how when you tape the heat, put the heat tape down and you press your blank. I'm just going to use a t-shirt. So I would take this, I would press down my sublimation paper, and I noticed that a lot of times it left little marks or something on my shirt. So that's one reason why I stopped using this. Plus, it's more on the thin side. I think you can buy the thicker brown tape, this tape here. But like I said again, do your research and see what you like. Okay, so I'm just telling you about this one. Here's another heat tape that you can purchase. Now I stopped using this one because for me it did not stick very well. Now I can't remember what brand this one is. I don't want to say which one this is because I don't remember the brand it is, but as you see, it's not very sticky. Do you see that? So it did not hold very well when it came to holding down my sublimation paper on my t-shirts. So I mean, I keep it just in case I run out of the new heat tape that I use. You know, you still can use this. You just have to be careful with this one, especially if you sell it to your customer, because you don't want any you know, anything to be on to mess up your customers shirts. And like I said, this one just wasn't sticky enough for me. So let me tell you the one that I use now right here. Y'all, I absolutely love this heat tape. And again, I have this heat tape listed in the description box below, and it's also a clickable link on when you get my supply list. But look at this, y'all. I love this heat tape, and I have it somewhere. I think it's over there by my heat press. But let me see if I can just pull this one up just a little bit. And this one here is very sticky, and I like it. I mean, it's not just super sticky, but it is. Look, I was able to pull. Look, y'all, you see how my finger is doing? Oh my, I love it. Love, love, love this one. And I like because it's on the thicker side compared to this one here. Do you see that? Okay, it's a difference. And like I said, this one is okay. It's just, it's not very sticky. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. Now, I did not tell you the reason why you needed the heat tape. So you need the heat tape in order to put your sublimation paper on your t-shirt to hold it down. Now, some people say you don't need heat tape. Sometimes I see, when I look at videos, I do see some people who don't use heat tape, but you have to be careful because sometimes when you pull your heat press down or whatever heat source you use, the paper could shift a little bit. And if your paper shifts, just say for instance on your t-shirt, then you will have to start over because now the design is crooked or messed up and you don't want to have to start over. So it's always best to use heat tape. Like I said, some people may not, but either way, like I said, it's all in what you want to do. When you're practicing before you start to go fully into sublimation, as you're practicing, you may want to practice with some heat tape. You may not want to practice with heat tape just to see what your skills and ability may be, because your skills and ability may be you don't have to use heat tape. Mine, maybe I have to use heat tape. Now, sometimes I use heat tape, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do just go ahead and put my design down and just put my butcher paper over it and just press it, and it comes out good. But if you have a whole lot of shirts to do, then you may want to use some heat tape because, like I said, you don't want to mess up your customer's shirt. Then you'll have to start over. Okay? So let's go to the next one. Now, y'all, the next one is butcher paper. Now, I'm going to point right here. Do you see where I'm pointing? Right here. Okay, can you see this? This is called butcher paper. Right here behind that black vase. I'm pointing to it right now. This is called butcher paper. Now, what butcher paper is and what it does, butcher paper is what you can cut, and it goes over your sublimation paper, the paper with the design on it. It goes over it. Now, the reason why I use butcher paper is because I want to protect my heat press. Now, butcher paper protects your heat press just in case your design some of the color may come off the design. And that's one reason why, if you've looked at a lot of my sublimation videos, when I tell you that you can see the design through the sublimation paper, and a lot of times you know that it has adhered to the t-shirt, just for, for example, then that's what it is. You don't want the color to, when the color comes off or comes up on the paper so that you can see it, a lot of times it may get on your printer, and you don't want that to happen. I had that to happen on one, I think it was the printer that I have, the heat press, the heat press that I have now. I had that to happen with another shirt. I think it was a shirt that I was doing for my twins' graduation 2 years ago, and the ink actually got onto my printer because I forgot. I was printing so many different shirts, and I forgot to use butcher paper on one of them, and the colors from the sublimation paper, the design got onto my printer. So I highly recommend butcher paper, unless you can find some type of sublimation paper that don't bleed or don't, the design does not come through on the paper. So I have butcher paper located in the description box also. Now, I had someone ask me why I put butcher paper at the bottom of my heat press, because I also had the same thing happen when I was pressing a shirt. I had the design to get on the bottom part of my heat press. So until I got another one of the little platen parts at the bottom, I put butcher paper on it. So I continued, even though I have another one, the little platen part at the bottom, I bought another one, and I still put butcher paper on it because that's money when you have to keep buying stuff because you know, I messed it up. So I just put butcher paper on it just to protect it. So I hope I didn't lose you with that. Okay, so really butcher paper is just for you to put down to protect your heat press. And it also protects your shirt because it's like a barrier between the shirt and the design. Because if you know, you don't, it's like a protector. Okay. All right, so let's move on to number 7. Y'all, we're on number 7 already. So let's go back over it. Number 1 was blanks, which is a t-shirt, tumbler, keychain. Number 2 was a printer. I used Epson. You know, you can use whatever you want to use. Number 3 was sublimation ink, which now I use Hippo ink. You can research it. There's plenty of inks out there. Number 4 is sublimation paper. I use the HTV RONT, as you see right here. Number 5 is heat tape, which I told you I use this type of heat tape now. Number 6, butcher paper, which is right here. And I told you why you need butcher paper. And number 7, y'all, we're almost done. Number 7 is a heat source. So let me tell you about this. Now, you will need a heat source in order to heat up your design. Sublimation ink is what prints the design, okay? The sublimation ink, well, the printer and the sublimation ink is what print on the paper to make your design. So you take that paper, which the paper that you have, let me show you. So you will take the sublimation paper with your design on it. This is one I did on my daughter. Okay, so this is one that you would do right here. You would take this. So the sublimation paper, which is this right here, when the sublimation ink, it would print out the design. So once your design is printed out, you would take your design, you will place it on what? Your shirt. Or this is a blank. You will place it on your shirt. Then your heat source, whether you have a heat press or whatever you have. Now, I would not recommend an iron, even though I started with an iron. But when I was doing the iron, I was doing vinyl. Remember when I started years ago, y'all, years ago, I started with vinyl, which my Cricut and vinyl. But now with sublimation, you may not want to use an iron. You want to have some type of heat source, which is a heat press or one of the easy press. And now with the easy press, you will have to really press down on it. But if that's what you can afford at the time, that's what you get. Like I said, I started out with I think it was like a 9x9 or 9x13 heat press, which I have listed in the description box. Also, I have the bigger heat presses as well as the smaller ones that I first started out with. You will need one of those. And what that does, your heat press is what heats the design into your t-shirt or your keychain or on your tumbler. And we're going to talk about what you need. This is going to be like a bonus for you. Will need something different in order to heat the tumbler. You will not be able to heat a tumbler with the actual heat press that you would use for your t-shirt. This tumbler would have to be heated with a heat source, but it's not with the actual heat press that you would heat up your t-shirts. Okay, so that's what you will need a heat source for. And like I said, at the end of the video, I'm going to go and show you everything that I have so that you will kind of get an idea of what it is that you need. So now we are on number what? We're on number 8. Number 8. So this one here is a biggie because you will not be able to sublimate at all if you do not have number 8. You will need a design, some type of design to print on your sublimation paper. Now, you can get designs from many places. One place you can get design is, of course, from me. Remember, I do my own designs over at Aisha Designed It, www.aishadesignedit.com. You can get designs from my website. I'm still adding different things there, but you can go there and you can find templates. I have plenty of templates over my website. You can also go to Creative Fabrica. I have a link to Creative Fabrica in the description box below. You can get designs from there. Guess what? You can also go to Etsy. I also have an Etsy shop. You can go and purchase templates from my Etsy shop. I have SVGs, I have PNGs there. And you can go and just check out Etsy for other designs. You may have other places that you want to go to. You can also create your own design. Don't be afraid to create your own design. That's how I do that sets you apart from everybody else. So that's what you need, a design. So once you get your design, you can print your design on your sublimation paper, and then you can add all of that to a blank, which is a t-shirt, keychain, or whatever it is that you have. Okay, so I told you that I was going to tell you what you need in order to sublimate a tumbler, because I know tumblers are very popular also, but you cannot use an actual heat press that you heat up a t-shirt with for a tumbler. So in order to heat up a tumbler, you will need a tumbler press. A tumbler press or either a convection oven. So what I started out with when I started doing tumblers was a convection oven. Now, I have a link to the convection oven in the description box below. Now, I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to be honest with you, convection ovens are going to be cheaper than some tumbler presses. I love my convection oven. When I first started, I love it. But the reason why I got a tumbler press is because, first of all, y'all, I found an amazing deal because I was able to get a tumbler press and a hat press. It was like a 2-in-1 for a very reasonable price. Now, for the convection oven, I love it. I used it for many years. I think it was I had it for maybe 2 or 3 years or something like that. So, yeah, it just depends, again, on your budget and what it is that you want. I would probably recommend you to go ahead and get a tumbler press, so that if tumblers are something that you know that you're going to be doing a lot of, then you will have the press. But if you're just starting out and you trying to see what it is that you really want to do, then just go ahead and get your convection oven. Now, one thing about a convection oven, don't put food in it after you sublimate your tumblers in it. You cannot use it for food. So just say, for instance, you get a convection oven and you do your tumblers in it, then you figure out, you're like, well, you don't want to use it anymore, you don't want to make tumblers, then you cannot use it for food. Okay, you will either have to sell it or get rid of it. That's why I say it's probably better to get like a tumbler press, because just say, for instance, you decide not to, I mean, either one, if you decide not to sell them, you still can use it for personal use. But yeah, so I got my tumbler press. I'm going to show you that also. Oh, another thing. Now, majority of all of us already have this, but in order to use your Epson, I'm just going to say Epson printer, converted sublimation printer, in order to hook it up so that you can print, you're going to need a computer or a laptop. You're going to need a computer or a laptop in order to set up the different not apps, but the different things that you need in order to print with. So just make sure that you have a computer or a laptop. Some people use Microsoft. I mean, some people use Windows, and some people use the Apple products. I have a Mac, which is an Apple product. So I can't really talk much about Windows because that's not what I use. But I do have a Apple Mac, and you can get, I have the computer and the MacBook listed in the description box in case you are, you know, you want to purchase it. But those are the things that you will need. And like I said, majority of us already have a computer or a laptop. So now what I'm gonna, computer or laptop. So now what I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna go ahead and show you the different items that I have talked about. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about each one of these. So I have went over blanks, printer, sublimation ink, sublimation paper, heat tape, butcher paper, a heat source, which I'm going to show you both of them. Like I said, I would not recommend an iron for sublimation. I'm also going to go over, I've also went over the designs. I told you where you can purchase your designs. If you want to make your own designs, go ahead and go into Canva. Get you an account with Canva, because Canva is amazing when it comes to designing, when it comes to making your own designs. But you can purchase them from, of course, me. You can go to Creative Fabrica, or you can go to Etsy. I'm sure you can find other designs in other places also. These are the places that I normally purchase mine from. So like I said, I make my own, so many times I use my own designs. You also have those were the 8, but I also gave you some bonuses, which is for a tumbler. You need a tumbler press, and you will also need a computer and a laptop. So let me go ahead and show you what I have. All right, y'all, so this is the printer that I have right now. This is the Epson ET8550. This is the printer that my husband and my oldest daughter purchased for me for Christmas. I absolutely love this printer. Okay, but I'm going to tell you that you can start with something smaller. I started with this Epson ET2760. So let me go ahead and show you this one. All right, y'all. So this is the one that I started with right here. I started out with the Epson ET2760. It still has some of the Cosmos ink left in it. So I would recommend, if you're just starting out, to go ahead and purchase one of the smaller Epsons. Like I said, I absolutely love this Epson. I upgraded because I wanted to print bigger designs. Now this one here only prints 8.5 by 11. So, you know, like I said, I recommend it for just starting out. All right, so the next one I talked about was the sublimation ink. So here is the Hippo ink right here. This is the one that I use, and as you see, it comes in 6 different colors. And I still have some more left, so that's a good thing, because a lot of times you will have leftovers which you still can use. So this is the one I was telling you about. The ink that comes with the printer, which is the Epson ink. You cannot use this ink. As you see, it's still in the plastic. You cannot use this. If you have to convert the Epson over into sublimation. So in order to convert the Epson over into sublimation, you will need sublimation ink. As you see, the Hippo says sublimation ink used with EcoTank printers. Okay, this one is the actual ink that comes with the printer that you are not able to use. And I don't know if I told you this or not, but this Epson ET8550 prints 8.5 by 11, all the way up until like 11 by 17, 13 by 19 paper. As you see, this goes all the way up. So you can put larger paper. This is more of a larger format printer. But these are the inks again. I'm using the Hippo ink. And like I said, you cannot use the ink that comes with your printer, which is the Epson ink. You will have to either sell this or keep it, whatever you're going to do with it. All right, so for the next one is sublimation paper. So I've shown you this, but this is the one that I use. I use the HGV RONT. And here is the A-Sub paper, which I have used both of them and love both of them. Both of them are great papers. Now the HGV RONT is 98% transfer rate. It's really well when it comes to transfer. Okay, so the other one that I told you about is the heat tape. Again, I have shown you this one, but this is the different heat tapes that I have used, and this one here is the one that I am currently using. Now I want to show you the butcher paper. I'm giving you a closer look of the butcher paper. It's right here. I have it linked below. Now this one I got from Sam's. When you go to Sam's and purchase it, you get a really, really big roll. As you see right here, this is a lot of butcher paper. And yeah, this is it right here. Okay, so the next one that I talked about was a heat source. Now this one is my heat press, which is a Better Sub heat press. This is a 15 by 15. I have the pink one. There's also a purple one. And when I was telling you about you cannot sublimate a tumbler, do you see how flat it is? It would be hard to put a tumbler up under there. This is more for t-shirts, keychains, and things like that. And what I was talking about is butcher paper. I normally have butcher paper here at the bottom to cover anything that may, you know, seep through any colors or anything. And also at the top. You know, butcher paper is just to protect your heat press. So let me go and show you the easy press that you can use. Now, I don't use this very often, but here's a Cricut easy press that you can use also. And it's amazing. I have used it before. Also have a little smaller one over there, which is for smaller projects. But this is amazing also to use as a heat source. You will just have to kind of put your weight on it when it comes to pressing it down. But it's amazing. Okay, the next one I was telling you about is a design. Now this right here would be a design. This is the one that I did of my daughter, my oldest daughter. So this would be a design. You need a design in order to sublimate. All right, y'all, I also gave you some bonuses. So one of the bonuses that I told you about was a tumbler press. In order to sublimate your tumblers, this is a tumbler press. This is the one that I told you I got for a really great deal. And it's a, what is that, EENOUR? So I got this tumbler press as along with that hat press right here. So this is what you will need in order to sublimate your tumblers. You will put your tumblers over there and you will take that and just press it down. You will also be able to press mugs also. And it says no heating up without mugs. So we'll have to put something in there to heat it up. And then you will go from there. All right, y'all. And the next thing that I told you about is that you will need a computer or a laptop. So that's it, y'all. I hope that you all have enjoyed this video. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you part of the Aisha Design It family. Right here on YouTube, where we learn and we grow together. Make sure you go and follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Also, don't forget to leave me a comment. If you have any questions, leave me a comment and I will answer them. I hope that you all have an amazing day, and I will see y'all in my next video. Peace.